Last time.
The original Shinji is better than the rebuild one.
Okay, shut up. Asuka first shows up in episode 8 of the original series, and when she does, she's pretty much the opposite of Shinji. Like, she's outgoing and confident, while Shinji's obviously none of those things. But as it continues on, later on in the series, we start to see that, well, she's just as fucked up as Shinji is. Actually, I think she might be even more so. Despite acting as though she seems to have the most skill out of the other pilots, and the fact that she wants to impress everyone, she definitely takes the most L's in the entire series. And by that I mean she gets her ass kicked pretty much every battle. She doesn't really ever seem to win any battles unless it's together with Shinji and Rei. Even when she seems to win the fight, she needs Shinji to come out of nowhere and save her in the end, which at the beginning she appreciates, but later on she starts to detest Shinji helping her when her ego becomes more and more damaged. Asuka honestly works best in a team, but her problem is she's not really a team player, because she wants to make herself look the best, and she wants to impress everybody by herself. She's not really into working with other people. Her most important loss is against the 14th Angel, because after this, her character changes dramatically, and she definitely becomes more aggressive, especially towards Shinji, as she thinks that Shinji always seems to have to save the day, and she can't really do anything by herself. It's after this that we finally see Asuka's past, and the reason that she is so aggressive and pining for everyone's attention is because she never got it from her mother. So her mother died before she even saw Asuka become an Eva pilot, so she was never able to really get any love from her mother. And all this trauma causes her sync ratio with Unit 2 to plummet, and in her last-ditch effort to basically impress everyone, she basically gets mind-fucked by the Angel. And after this, she can't pilot Unit 2 anymore because she can't sync with it at all. And all this trauma causes her to basically become comatose. And that's pretty much where she's left off in the original series, until the End of Evangelion movie. And the first time that we see her in the End of Evangelion is the hospital scene, which I ain't even gonna bother. Now, since the military's after the Eva pilots, they decide to just put Asuka's comatose body inside Unit 2 and put it on the bottom of the lake in the geofront. And when they're dropping bombs down on it, that apparently is enough to have her, I don't know, have an epiphany. And she realizes that her mother's actually been inside Unit 2 the whole time, just like how Yui Ikari has been inside Unit 1. And this causes her to resync with Unit 2 and just proceed to kick the dog shit out of the fucking military. Well, that is until Sele gets pissed off and butthurt, so they decide to send in the mass production Eva, which she still proceeds to kick the dog shit out of those as well, despite it being a 9-on-1 fight. Of course, we all know how it ends. Despite Asuka putting up one hell of a fight, the spear comes out of nowhere. I still wonder who threw that to this day. So Asuka technically dies here, which means she's out for pretty much the rest of the End of Evangelion movie. Aside from the whole mind fuckery that Shinji goes through. But Asuka returns at the end of the movie when she came out of the LCL just like Shinji did, which means that she's very similar to Shinji, because, as I said in the other video, Shinji, at the beginning of the series, there's no way in hell he would have came out of the LCL, and Asuka wouldn't have either. But at the end of this, after all that shit that they've went through, they still came out of it. They're the first two to come out of it, actually. So it shows how much these characters grew through the series, and how much more they actually enjoy life. Maybe that's just an optimistic point of view on this. Well, anyways, Asuka's character development through the whole series is easily one of the best I've ever seen, especially in an anime, and that's definitely saying something. Asuka first shows up in the Rebuild series in the second movie, and her character is vastly different, especially compared to all the other characters, which are somewhat the same. She's definitely the one that's changed the most. In fact, her mother, which was a key figure in her character development in the original, I don't even think gets mentioned one time. So she has no kind of trauma that she did in the original. She's just full of herself. And that's pretty much it. You know it's weird when Asuka actually agrees to help Rei out because she knows that Rei wants to get Shinji and Gendo together. So Asuka's wanting to help Rei by agreeing to be the pilot of Unit 3 so that Rei can have the dinner party. In the original series, she never would have fucking done that. There's a part a little over halfway through the second movie where Asuka's talking to Misato right before she goes to pilot Unit 3, and it's shocking how different Asuka's character is in this movie compared to the original series. She's talking about how happy she is, how she can laugh and have fun. It's fucking weird. But this is Evangelion, so any happy moment that happen must immediately be offset by more tragic shit. So instead of Toji piloting Unit 3 like he did in the original, Asuka does it this time, and of course it gets possessed by the angel, and this is pretty much the last time that Asuka shows up in the second movie. Aside from her basically being nearly dead and on life support, that is. Asuka returns in the third movie, and we see that her left eye is either gone or there's something wrong with it. And pretty much the only thing different about her, aside from her eye, is she's more motivated, it seems, to prevent the fourth impact, or whatever fucking impact we're on by now. Her character in this movie is strange. You would think that having went through a near-death experience at the hands of being possessed by the ninth angel, nearly being ripped to shreds by Unit 1, and having 14 years pass and still looking the same way that you used to, the world being fucked completely, you think that would mentally scar you at least a little bit, but Asuka doesn't really seem to show any signs of traumatic experience at all. I think that's kind of my problem with Asuka's character in these movies, is that she doesn't really develop as well as she did in the original. Now, in regards to Asuka's left eye, I think something very interesting gets set up here. Maybe it'll be established in the final movie. Who knows? We'll have to wait 100 more years to find out. I think the whole running theory currently is the ninth angel is in Asuka's left eye. There's no way that glowing blue light in her left eye isn't something important. It wouldn't be there if it was nothing. Also, when Asuka uses beast mode, there's these crosses that appear inside Unit 2's entry plug. Now, crosses are usually what show up whenever an angel gets destroyed. It blows up and turns into a big cross because religious allegory and whatnot. So, why is there a cross inside Unit 2's entry plug? Now, if you look back when Mari went into beast form, there was no cross. Now, you know I'm getting off topic here, but it is something that's worth thinking about, or at least I think so. I don't know, maybe it's just to set up Asuka might become an angel or something. I don't really know. So anyways, the third movie, it ends with Asuka basically walking off with Rei and Shinji, and that's it. Asuka's pretty much the only character that we can actually see maybe doing something in the fourth movie. I mean, she's fighting mass production Avas, if that is her in Unit 8 plus 2. I don't know, probably some kind of double entry system with Mari and Asuka piloting it. Of course, who knows if this is true? Remember the fucking preview for the third movie?
Unit Planet 1 is contained with Rei and Shinji still inside.
Yeah, pretty much.
The city is laid to waste. The
Yeah.
nerve staff is incarcerated.
Wait,
Unit
what?
6 descends through Central Dogma.
Yeah, I
Unit 8
guess.
is given a pilot and brought to life.
Yeah.
Bound by fate, the children finally come together.
What?
With their continued desire to
No,
look
they
for the
don't.
challenge, where will the tale of our heroes
What
lead
the fuck
us?
is happening?
Next time,
Almost
Evangelion
none of this
Theatrical
happens.
Edition Q. All right then, more fan service coming soon.
Liar! Now, in case you couldn't have already guessed, I'm giving the original Asuka the win over the rebuild version, as I think the character is far more interesting, for one thing, and it's a smooth character development. In the rebuild movies, her character arc is either non-existent or all over the place. Now, I gotta say, this next video is probably going to be a little divisive. I hope not, but I'm sure it probably will be.